Hello folks, time for another video. I just got back from the grocery store. I've probably told you this before in some of the videos, but I go there periodically and I get chicken whenever they have chicken on sale. And they had chicken on sale this week for it was $1.99 a pound. So they had these big packages for about $10. Well, it was $10.13. Now, had it been the normal price, it would have been $13.69. So that gives you an idea how much. But what I do is I use these bags right here, and I put one chicken breast per bag. So that's what I'm up to. So I figured I would chat with you for just a minute while I'm doing that. So tomorrow is an interesting day. Today is Thursday, by the way, October 3rd, of course, 2024. Tomorrow is the day that I'm going in. I'm selling a property, and so tomorrow's the day I'm going in to sign the paper. I guess you could say the closing cost. So here's the story. Here's what happened. I don't think I've told you this before on video. 35 years ago, my father made a housing development. It was land that we owned. So land I grew up playing on, like it was just wooded land, and part of it was a field where we had a garden. So he turned that into a housing development. So all the lots were sold, he developed it, and then all the lots were sold. My brother was given a lot shortly after it was created, which he very quickly sold. And then I bought a lot from my mother 18 years ago. And so I've had that lot of land. It's a half acre, it's all wooded. But I've had that for 18 years. And I haven't done anything with it. It's just been sitting there. So part of the reason I haven't done anything with it is because my mother told me that lot wouldn't perk. I don't know if you know what perking is or not, but perk is short for percolate. It just means that the ground has to be suitable for a septic tank. So basically what they do with a perk test, I don't even think they call it a perk test anymore. That's kind of an obsolete name. But they dig a hole a certain depth, and they pour a certain amount of water in there, and they time it. And that water has to all sink into the ground by a certain amount of time, or it doesn't pass the perk test. Because when you have a septic tank, you don't want water just piling up on the top. You want it to all soak into the ground. So 35 years ago, when they made that development, they did a perk test on that lot, and it didn't pass. Well, you cannot get a building permit if it doesn't pass a perk test. So, there are other ways to address it. I won't go into all that. But anyway, I knew it didn't pass the perk test. So I didn't want to just put it on the market and have somebody buy it with intents of building on it, knowing that it didn't pass the perk test, because I didn't feel like that was right. I would basically just I would be being deceptive, and I wouldn't want someone to do that to me. So I didn't really feel like I wanted to list it with a real estate agent. So I thought, well, who would benefit the most who would find the most value in having this lot? And the answer to that is the people living next to it. So the lot on the front is just a roadway, and then there's people living on either side and then the back. So there's 3 houses. So I went to the tax records, and I looked up who was living in those 3 houses, and I sent them a letter. And in the letter, I said, I own this property, and I want to find out if you would like to buy it, in which, so you could kind of add it to your property and make your property bigger, knowing that they wouldn't need it to build because they already have a house, right? I sent 3 letters, actually old-timey letters, in the mail, and I got one reply back from a guy who was interested in it, the guy that's directly on the right side of it. And so we had to negotiate on price a little bit, and I had to justify the price I was asking for, because I'm asking for more than the tax value, almost double the tax value. And he kind of had this idea that he should pay tax value for land. I'm like, no, tax value has nothing to do with it. The price of land is what the comparables in the area sell for. It has nothing to do with the tax value. So anyway, we had to negotiate on price and everything, but I wound up getting everything I wanted from it. So, so anyway, negotiated price. So I gave him the name of the attorney, actually the attorney in that city that actually did the whole development, because I only knew the name of one attorney in that city because I don't live there anymore. So he called them and he made an appointment. So I told him I could only meet in the afternoon because it's an hour from here and I don't want it to be too early. So he made an appointment for tomorrow at 3 p.m. So tomorrow at 3 p.m. I'm going in there to sign away the last piece of land from my family. So it's been 35 years since the development was created, and at least one piece of that land has been in the hands of my family for 35 years, and I'm the last owner. So the process will be complete tomorrow. All of the land will be out of the family as of tomorrow when I sell that lot. So it's kind of like a big occasion. My father would never have known when he created that, of course he's been dead like 30 years, he would never have known when he created that housing development that it would take 35 years for the last piece of land to leave the hands of the family. So, and what's interesting is that the attorney that I'm going to tomorrow that's going to do this sale was also the one who helped him create this housing development as far as the legalities go, the paperwork and the drawings and everything for it. It was that attorney that did that. So he may very well remember this housing development. He will probably remember my parents. And we also used this same attorney when my mother passed away. She passed away 5 years ago. We also used this same attorney to handle her estate 5 years ago. So he probably has met my sister. So I don't think he's ever met me. So I might be the last member of the family to come in contact with him that he hasn't met, because I think he might already have met my brother. I know this is neither here nor there, but I'm just saying it's just an interesting milestone, signpost, whatever you want to call it. So that's what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm pretty excited about it. While I have told you that story, I have just vacuum sealed all of my chicken in one of the packages. I had 6 chicken breasts, and I put the date on there and everything. So that's the first thing I want to tell you about. And when I start on the next pack of chicken, I'm going to tell you the second thing. Okay, so we're on the last of the 3 packs of chicken. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Has 6 chicken breasts in it. So I want to speak to the storm damage that happened to the western part of the state I live in, North Carolina. So that was some kind of tragedy. I'm serious. I'm beside myself mourning it, because I love to go to the western part of the state. The western part of the state, especially there in the mountains, where it switches over from North Carolina to Tennessee, is my favorite place. And that's exactly where this storm hit. 2 days before that storm hit, when we kind of knew a storm was coming, but no one ever thought it would hit the way it did, I drove over there to look at a piece of property I was interested in, and had I stayed there, I would have been stuck. But fortunately, I came back. I just drove there in one day, and I came back. All the roads were just destroyed. I mean, even a good part of I-40, which is a major road, was destroyed. And it's such a shame. So it's good that I was able to go there and look at that piece of property, see it, and then come right back and not get stuck there. At the same time, it's terrible that that part of the country has been messed up now. And it will be years. It will be years before that is corrected, before they get all that stuff rebuilt. A lot of people go to the western part of the state to watch the leaves change. And we are here in October, and the leaves should be changing within a month. So it's just such a shame that they won't have that. A lot of those towns over there, it's 100% tourism is their economy. And it's just going to mess them up so bad. So it messed them up, and it's also going to mess me up because I was looking for a piece of land to buy there and to live there off grid. Actually, both me and my cousin are trying to find a piece of land over there to live off grid. I was going to get one, just for myself, and then she was going to get one that we could both use. I really regret that this happened to those people, but this actually may reduce the price of that property. So that piece of land I was looking at was, they were asking $30,000 for it. I'll bet you they can't get $10,000 for it now, because all the roadways, the supporting roadways to go up to the mountains and everything are destroyed. All the infrastructure, like the stores and all that has food and supplies, they're gone. And potentially there was a lot of mudslides that happened. So, some of those properties I may have looked at may have just been totally destroyed. So I'm not happy that it happened, even though it could work to my favor in the future. Like if I were to ever, let's say sometime in the future, go there, then I might be able to get the land for cheaper because of that. I'm not happy about that. I'm just saying, in a way, it might bizarrely work to my advantage that that storm happened. And, I have a list of properties that I was interested in, and one of them was probably one of my favorites. It was just because it was a lot of flat land and it had kind of like a steep rolling element to it. And I need some flat land because I want to, have somewhere to live. I want it to be kind of flat. And that one, I looked it up, it was in Rutherfordton. And Rutherfordton is right there at this place called Chimney Rock, and that place was devastated. So I know that property is off the table. Well, as I have been talking to you, I have successfully finished vacuum sealing all of my chicken. I got a little something from Amazon today. People give me a hard time because they see Amazon coming to visit me too often. But I just usually get little things and don't really spend a lot of money on Amazon. But this is something I kind of needed, but you can't guess what it is. This is a pocket knife. I've got one of these, but I needed a better one. So this is a very handy thing if you like to camp like I do. So I got another pocket knife. It was a special deal on it. I think I'm done with my mundane task for today, which was to vacuum seal three huge packages of chicken. So I'm glad you were able to join me and listen to my stories. And hopefully next time I make a video, I'll have something, I'll be somewhere exciting or something. But for right now, I'm just at home, just doing my normal thing. So thanks for joining me.